I will let those coming later introduce themselves. While we would love to have you in to see our beautiful buildings, it is probably more time effective to have a virtual session. As some of the guidance counsellors couldn't make the meeting, we are recording it and will forward it to them and you later today for reference. We offer approximately 30 QQI Level 5 and Level 6 courses, professional accounting qualifications with ATI and ACCA, and the Repeat Leaving Certificate. We are waiting approval for a number of other courses, including Business and Insurance, Human Resource Administration, Social Care, Pre-University Social Science, Modern Tourism and Hospitality Studies, Legal Studies with Criminologies, although there may be others. Please check out our website in the next couple of weeks. I would like to emphasise that one of the most important things for us is that we look after our students. The class sizes are small, and if a student needs support, we offer small group support. We have been online for most of this year, but we are hopeful of being back in the building next September. However, a number of classes have requested that we offer a blended approach next year. So we may be offering some classes 1 day a week online with the rest in college. I know that is a question that a lot of students want the answer on. You will hear a lot about progression routes to higher education for the learner. However, I'd like to mention that a number of young people are either not ready or don't want a higher education experience yet and just want to get out there into the workforce. So there are opportunities to get skills to go into the workforce. We run an accounting apprenticeship as well as other employment-focused courses. In the college, we have an employment engagement officer who has many contacts within various types of businesses and is often looking for learners to apply for positions. In other years, we ask applicants to apply online, call them in for a short chat and ask that they pay a deposit to secure their place. We are not bringing students into the building this year. We are offering places on a first come, first served basis. Those who pay a deposit secure their place. So in the current situation, the learners apply. A few days later, they will receive an offer, and then they get an opportunity to pay the deposit. Lastly, I'd like to mention that we are having an information session for those who wish to apply tomorrow afternoon for the students, and on Thursday evening we plan to have a parents' evening. Often we find that the parents come to the college when their son or daughter is coming for the interview, and they very often ask more questions than the student does. So we thought it might be useful for them to have a chance to ask those questions. All the details and links are on our website. We will have a question and answer session at the end of this. So if you've any questions or that, you'll have the opportunity to ask them. I'm going to hand you over to one of our assistant principals, Aisling Breen. Aisling, would you like to
Thank you, Bernadette. And I'm just going to really recap on a number of items that Bernadette introduced you to. And the first thing I'll just draw your attention to is the Rathmines College mission statement. And you can see it on the screen there. But I think through this presentation, you'll hear more of how we really do engage with students, and we do offer an environment that is supportive, positive and inclusive, and we really do take very good care of the students that come to us who mostly study on a QQI Level 5 or a Level 6 course. And Fergal will talk more about the student supports that we offer. And just to recap on what Bernadette said, as you can see on the slide there also, we offer over 30 QQI Level 5 students and Level 5 courses and Level 6 courses. And for guidance counsellors, it's mostly, if they're in their Leaving Cert cycle, it'll be the QQI Level 5 courses. But we really do encourage our students to stay with us and progress to the QQI Level 6. courses. And you can see the lineup there: business, media, IT, administration, and covering a lot of angles with a lot of progression routes and also a lot of career opportunities. So the next slide is just why study at Rathmines College? And these are just kind of bubbles that we've put together, and this would come back from feedback from our students and our staff, things that we're very proud of in Rathmines College. And again, I'm just going to pick a few out. One that is probably very important to guidance counsellors is that the CAO points that students hear so much about in their leaving cert cycle, that's not the main requirement to come to Rathmines College and enter further education. Also worth emphasising from this slide is the SUSI and VTOS grants, and really going on to, bringing on our mission statement even further on what Bernadette said, the educational supports and guidance that we offer, and that comes down to, our experienced and committed staff. And of course, what's great for students is our location, because they're very eager now to be in a kind of college environment. And Rathmines College is in, the heart of Rathmines, very near the city centre and with great transport links. We've kind of thought through also about what is the type of student that should come to Rathmines College and do a QQI Level 5 course. And we've just highlighted a few kind of key areas that if a student can kind of tick these boxes, they would be ideal for a QQI Level 5. And again, you can go through these in more detail with the recording, but if a student is a little bit young doing their leaving cert, we really see the benefits of they not going into higher education, but taking a kind of gap year and using that year to, become a year older, mature, and also just kind of catch up with their peers that might be a little bit older going into the higher education system. Also, there's a lot of students out there that are not focused on the CAO points, and the QQI Level 5 and the further education route is excellent for them. And really, we're kind of, packaging this kind of targeting of students into a gap year of doing a QQI Level 5, and we really do see the benefits of the students. They mature, they learn how to do assignments, research, referencing, all those very key things that are needed when they progress into higher education. The next slide is just explaining in a little bit more detail about the further education process. And again, just to say that it's QQI Level 5 and 6 courses are the majority of our courses in Rathmines College. And why is further education so beneficial to the students that come to our courses and come to our college? Further education is very much focused on continuous assessment. So the students come in September. By October, they're doing assignments, but their grades are building up throughout the year. And this really suits a particular type of student. So it is not, a totally exam-focused environment that they're coming into. And also, through their modules, they're doing a whole range of different assessments. And that could be anything from projects to team to scenarios, role plays. So it's very much skills-based, vocational, and then when we're not in COVID years, they really benefit from the work experience module and going out into the career area that they are studying in. The next slide there is just the NFQ Framework, and as guidance counsellors, you'll be very familiar with this, but it's really just there to point out where we are on the framework and to say that Rathmines College courses are accredited by QQI and other industry awarding bodies, starting at Level 5 and going on to Level 6. And that framework that you see on the screen now becomes so important for the student, because in coming to Rathmines College, joining a level 5 QQI course, that really is the starting point for them to move up to the various levels on that NFQ framework. And we see so many students progress, and it's a really kind of enlightening and enjoyable part of teaching and seeing the students progress. The next slide is really just giving an overview of, well, how do you direct your students to Rathmines College? And the best place for information is our website, www.rathminescollege.ie. And as I mentioned earlier, our main kind of departments are business, IT, administration, media, accounting, pre-university law, and then liberal arts. So we hope that we have something for the vast majority of student interests. And what is of interest to students, and particularly their parents also, is the low registration fees, the low or not the main focus on the CAO points requirements, the grants that the students can avail of. And this year we've really embraced online learning and will continue to do so in various forms. Excellent CAO access opportunities, which Fergal will talk about in more detail. And my advice is to any of your students, go to the website, you can enroll online and all the information is there. I spoke briefly there about the fees, and QQI Level 5 and the further education fee structure is just great value for money. And by enrolling online, the students pay €100 deposit. The full fee for the academic year is €460, and that's it. There's no extras, there's no add-ons after that. And then you can see from the slide there as well, there's a number of exemptions for medical card holders, SUSI grant and VTOS students also. And what's important to mention as well is that if students apply now and they pay the deposit of €100 and they don't take their place with Rathmines College, that deposit is refundable if they get an offer through the CAO, and all they have to do is email their acceptance and they'll have a refund of the €100. The next slide is really just an overview of our course areas as well. And you can see that all courses are starting in September, and on the screen is the kind of key departments with various courses in it running through the college. And hopefully we have something for many of your students, and the variety spans many areas of progression, whether that's into higher education or into the careers market. A very popular route for our students, and one that we encourage also, is that they come to us, they start with us on a QQI Level 5, and then they stay in Rathmines College for a second year and go on and do a Level 6, an advanced QQI Level 6 course. And you can see there from this slide the advanced courses that we offer. And the brilliant thing about the advanced courses is that all of those mean that once the student is successful at Level 6, that they can progress into year 2 of various relevant degree programs. And the benefit of that is that they stay 2 years in Rathmines College, and that can be very good for their kind of confidence and, you know, seeing their skills build up between Level 5 and Level 6. And then they go on, they enter second year into the degree programs, and they've saved the registration fee, which can mean a lot to students when they're paying, you know, just slightly over €400 versus €3,000 for many of the degree programs. Bernadette mentioned new courses that are coming on stream for September 21. This slide is just a quick overview of some of them, and we are expecting news on other new courses as well. So we're very much looking forward to September 21, running our very successful long-standing courses, and then hopefully bringing a number of new courses to a new student cohort. Aviation finance is one maybe to point out, because that is very popular with students linked to the aviation industry and leasing and things like that. Other things like pre-university arts and social science, and of course environmental issues are very important, and that's why we hope that the environmental studies with business will prove popular as well. Just really a reminder that while we're talking about QQI level 5 and 6 courses, that we also run a repeat leaving cert. And I spoke about the good value for money of the QQI level 5. Well, I can definitely say, and all the teachers in Rathmines College also, that the repeat leaving cert is great value for money at €300 for the registration. And we're very happy to talk to any students or guidance about what we can offer through the repeat. The slide there is just a quick overview of all of our courses. Better to kind of review in the recording or at your own time. And just one moment now. I am going to pass you over to Fergal, and Fergal is the guidance counsellor, and he will talk to you about guidance and supports for students.
Good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me? Yeah. Just a quick bit about student supports that are available in Rathmines College. So myself and Sheena Halton are the guidance counsellors, and we have an unlimited guidance service in Rathmines. So that means that students can make appointments to see either myself or Sheena anytime they want. So it's not exactly the same as it would be in second level, where there would have to be a schedule. So it is really up to the students. We support students in personal issues, so we have a full confidential counselling service, and we refer students on if the issues are more serious. And we also deal with the progression of students into employment or into third level. I'll talk a good bit about that more in the next few slides. And there's also an employment engagement officer in the college, that's Elaine. And Elaine, as mentioned earlier, has good relationships with a lot of the employers that are linked with our courses. So we get good work experience for students in all of the courses, and we have good links for jobs once the students finish their qualifications. So we move on to the next slide. So this is just some of the testimonials that we have from students. No man there on the left is one of the students that we sent on to Trinity College after doing a level 5 with ourselves. You can have a read of the rest of the testimonies yourself when we send on this presentation to you. Okay, so progression using your QQI level 5 through the CAO is something that we're quite passionate about in Rathmines, and we do send quite a high proportion of our students onto CAO courses at level 6, level 7 and level 8. So all of our QQI level 5 courses can be used for CAO entry requirements and for points. So the students would use their level 5 instead of the Leaving Cert. All of the universities, they reserve places for QQI students. So the students who are applying to courses using their QQI level 5 for courses that are in university, they would be competing with other QQI students. They don't compete with Leaving Cert students for the university places. So this means QQI, we said that QQI students apply for entry using the CAO in exactly the same way as Leaving Cert students. So there isn't really any difference. The only difference is they put their PPS number in instead of their Leaving Cert number. We'll be sending on this presentation to you, but there's links there that you can check entry requirements for the various QQI routes into universities and ITs. And you can calculate points there where points are needed as well. There's a link there for that on the careers portal. Now, if anybody has any questions at all about entry requirements for the various level 5 courses that we have to get into level 7 or level 8 or level 6 courses, certainly contact me anytime at all, because I'm very familiar with them all at this stage. And this is just a little table of where we sent students in the past, and you can see UCD is quite a popular option for our level 5 students going into degrees in UCD. So you can see there the number of students that are going in. So UCD typically for arts would reserve 30 places for QQI students. So Rathmines College gets quite a high proportion of that. Another good example would be commerce, and they only reserve 10 places for QQI students, and UCD has 4, or Rathmines has 4 of those students taking up those places. So we have quite a high success rate in taking up those reserved places for QQI students. We spoke earlier on about using a level 6 QQI award for getting into year 2. So that's known as advanced entry in the CAO. So students who complete level 6 can apply into year 2 in courses in universities and institutes of technology. So currently we have entry agreements with TUD, NCI, IADT for advanced entry. So what that means is if a student is successful in their level 6 courses and get the entry requirements that they need, they're guaranteed a place in the related courses that we have agreements with in those colleges. Now, they are free to apply for advanced entry to any university or IT that they want to, but there isn't a guaranteed entry route. So it does come down to the decision of the course coordinator then after that. But for TUD, NCI and IADT, we do have entry agreements in place, so we can guarantee students places for that. So if anybody has any questions about advanced entry into any of those universities, certainly give me a call or send me an email. Another thing that we support students with is applications to the UK. So the UK applications, as you know, are through the UCAS system. So we would help students every year with their personal statements, preparing for interviews, things like that. Now, the entry requirements are quite varied across the UK. So it is advisable to either contact myself or the universities in question to see will they accept QQI level 5 into those particular courses. The vast majority of the universities do accept QQI level 5 and level 6 for entry into their various degrees. So we've got a couple of videos there that you can show your students. So we'll send on this presentation to you so you can use those videos if you're talking to your students about Rathmines College.
Thank you, Fergal, for that. And we would just like to introduce you to a couple of students from Rathmines College. We've got 3 studying across different QQI level 5 and 6 courses. So the first student we have is Dara Revel. And Dara is a student on the media course, the QQI Level 5 News and Media course. Dara, would you like to talk about your experience at Rathmines College?
Yeah, no, it was from the start, I felt very welcome in there. All the teachers are very accommodating. You feel they obviously they know what they're doing, they're teachers, but they are very helpful from day one. And I remember just before Christmas, we were talking about the CAO. We had a class, one of the teachers, Karen and Fergal himself, and we sorted out the CAO, and that was very helpful as well. So, you know, that's the main word for really helpful.
Okay, thank you, Dara. And we also have Christian, and Christian Furlong is a student in QQI Level 5 Business and Finance. Christian, have you got your overview of Rathmines College?
Yeah, so as Dara said as well, the teachers are very helpful, and you can get on with them really easily. They actually can have a bit of fun in class as well, while teaching the subjects, which is very helpful, especially when you're at home, kind of just having a look at the laptop all day. But yeah, they're very helpful, and they help in getting assignments done, and they make sure that you have all your assignments in before the due date. And if you're struggling or falling behind, they'll happily go into Zoom calls with you and help you get to them deadlines for assignments.
Lovely, thank you, Christian. And our last student is Ken Lamb, and Ken is a computer programming student in Rathmines College. Ken, would you like to give an overview of your experience?
Yeah, thanks, Ashlyn. I basically studied the Advanced Computer Software program, and I found it as a really good academic challenge. I actually came back as a mature student, so it was a particularly interesting experience. But all the modules, there's 10 modules, 2 are electives, and I found all of them fun and exciting to participate in. All the tutors like Sean and Sonia, Roisin, as well as Thomas, they're so super helpful. You know, they basically create a really strong environment for the rest of the students to, you know, bond and gel as well as study. So, you know, I found it a really good experience. The college is it's a fun place to be, and if you're dedicated to learning and you want to improve skills, yeah, and especially in computing, I would definitely recommend ACS, Advanced Computer Software Level 6.
Lovely, thank you so much, Ken. And I'm now going to ask Kieran Alcock to talk about the professional accounting courses in Rathmines College. Kieran.
Thanks, Aisling. I wonder, can I screen share?
Sure, I'll start. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. This will stop other screen sharing. Do you want to? Okay, yeah. I just took a little snap of the old leaflet. Now the new one is in process, so we'll just have a quick look at this, just to give people the idea of how the structure of the course works across our courses. Now, this particular one just has the ACCA one. We see that if you want to enter a professional accountancy training in Rathmines College, you can come in at 2 different levels. You can come in at the accountant technician level, which we have an ACCA accountant technician, which is referred to as CAT, Certified Accountant Technician, and we have the ATI, which is the Irish version, or the Irish equivalent. Now, CAT is an open entry qualification, so it's a really good opportunity for people to kind of get an idea of where they want to go. A lot of students at Leaving Certificate level might not be overly certain of the direction they want to take, and maybe didn't necessarily perform to a huge level with their Leaving Certificate. So they have an open entry into a qualification or a professional qualification, but it's also used by a lot of students as a way to just get a taste of business type subjects. So for the CAT qualification, you're looking towards a financial qualification at the end of it all. So students who enter it can enter open entry, as we say, at FA1 and MA1. That's the first level. You get in there. If you get a taste for it and you like it, you can progress on and go from introductory certificate, intermediate certificate, all the way to the diploma, the advanced diploma. And at the very end of it, a degree. If it suits, if people progress all the way through all of the CAT qualification on the left of the screen there, they can transfer over onto the advanced diploma and progress all the way to getting a degree at the end via Oxford Brookes University. So the students work their way at their own pace, at their own speed through all the different subjects. They're all examined as computer-based exams nowadays. So basically meaning that you do your studies, you book an exam, and you'll do an exam on a computer in an exam center, and after the 2-hour exam, you'll get your grade immediately. So it facilitates a lot of students who want to get a taste for accounting or finance or business in general, and then take their own pace to it, rather than being a high pressure environment where they have to get exams done immediately. You can take a couple of years really to get the CAT qualification. 2 to 3 years, and then move on to the advanced diploma. You could do it in another year or two, depending on how things are going, if you're busy in life with part-time work, stuff like that. And the degree comes from Oxford Brookes University. That will be an option for people who have progressed right through all of those subjects, all the way down to F9 there, you see. And they can then submit a small research project that we can help supervise. Once it's ready, it's submitted to Oxford Brookes. Once it's graded to pass, the student gets that honours degree. Now, the other accountant technician programme that we have is the Accountant Technicians Ireland programme, which isn't as extensive in terms of numbers of subjects there. You just have 4 subjects in first year and 4 subjects in second year. A little bit higher an entry requirement in that people have to pass maths and English or accountancy as well in their leaving certificate. But it again is a good way of people working. We've had students do that and do first year of it, where they get a certificate and then transfer over onto the BCom or a BBS or a BA or anything like that. So students who don't necessarily get the points or are unsure of themselves in the leaving cert often use it as a staging post. And they do a year of the accountant technicians or 2 years to get the full diploma, and then they're qualified in that, and then transfer onto their degree program. So really what the professional accountancy body is all about, in terms of our department, all of these professional accountancy bodies are a route into a profession or into a degree at university level. You can use it to like a lot of students, the essence of further education, they come in open entry into CAT and work all the way through the advanced diploma and get their degree, and maybe then progress further on and get chartered to become chartered accountants. Other students dip in at the start, do a year, and then transfer onto a degree in the likes of BIT, DCU, NCI, UCD, all of these places. So it's a very good opportunity for people to progress at their own pace or to get an idea of what direction they want to take in. Because a lot of the professional accountancy courses have a touch of business, a touch of law, a touch of finance. So after a year of it, you might decide, well, actually, maybe I'll go concentrate on business a bit more, or go, as we've had 1 or 2 students go into the law and the things. So
lovely.
That's a quick synopsis anyway.
Great, thank you very much for that, Kieran. And lastly, I'm going to pass over to Anna Morris, and Anna is our Deputy Principal, and
you might need to change the screen share there.
Yeah, and Anna is going to wrap up our presentation for this morning. So Anna, would you like to jump in there?
Thank you, Aisling, and thank you to all our speakers here today. I just wonder at this moment if any of the guidance counsellors have any questions they'd like to ask at this point. Okay, well, there's a lot of information in those slides and that the speakers have given here today. It has been recorded, so we will have it up on the website, and we are going to email a copy to the guidance counsellors who couldn't attend here today. I suppose just to wrap up, what I'd say is, from what you've heard today, you know, the FE option, it is a real and very successful option and progression route for hundreds of students every year, where the direct route from leaving cert to CAO and on to third level doesn't always work or isn't always suitable to them. It's also a great preparation if you do a level 5 or level 6 course to progress onto third level courses. About 80% of our students roughly would come to us to progress onto third level, and it does give them a great progression route, and it gives them great preparation for that. All of our QQI courses have a work experience element, which is extremely successful. Around 20% of our students would go on to employment straight after the courses. It's particularly successful in the medical and legal administration areas, but we also are in partnership with the Central Bank, and the Central Bank offer a number of students every year an option to do work experience with them and progress to employment, and successful students then are sponsored by the Central Bank to do a part-time degree. So there are a lot of options open to students who come through this route. I just remind you that there are, apart from the courses that are currently on our website, there are a number of new courses we've applied for. We should be hearing fairly soon and getting the go-ahead for those. So they'll be up as soon as we have them. They are listed on one of the slides you can look back onto. We're having an information session for students tomorrow, Wednesday the 28th at 2:30 in the afternoon. So if any of your students are interested and would like to pop along to that, they're very welcome. And we're also having a parents' evening on Thursday, the 29th at 7:30. So I suppose just to wrap it up, to thank you all for attending. If you want to contact anyone at the college, all the information is there on the slides. We'd love to hear from you, and we can talk to you in a little bit more detail. So thank you very much for attending. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Now.